It is a beautiful early evening here in New York City, and Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week. It's the New York Yankees against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the middle game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Paul O'Neill and Ken Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. A tough loss for the Yankees yesterday. They came back from a 4-1 deficit to tie the game at 4-4, but the ninth inning, not the way they would draw it up.
Well, ex-Yankee Bobby Abreu, he had some good at-bats. He had already hit a home run last night. Then he comes up in the ninth inning, and you see that ball from Mariano, head down. That ball does not cut. You're not used to seeing that. But again, this is where it got real tricky. The old Jeff Nelson play, Michael. Now we have to say that it does work once in a while. And at the bottom of the ninth, this is the way it came out. This is what it ended with the Yankees.
A tough way to end the game, especially with Mark Teixeira, the second-best home run hitter in baseball, at the plate with 2 strikes. That's the way the game ended. Hasn't been good for the Yankees the last 3. They had an 8-game winning streak. We see all those numbers. But in the 3-game losing streak, 0-3, 3.3 runs per game. The batting average so much lower, and they haven't been pitching as well. Speaking of pitching, let's look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. A neophyte, Garrett Richards, a rookie, his major league debut. That's what he's done at Double-A. So he's making 2 jumps, 12-2, 3.06 against Ivan Nova, 10-4, 3.81. And the Yankee youngster, last time out, Kenny, he really was outstanding.
He was, and tonight he gets a chance to stop a 3-game losing streak. Nova in Chicago, back on the 4th of the month, was outstanding to say the least. Great slider all night long against the White Sox hitters. He struck out 10. That's a career high. Did not walk any White Sox batters. He's been on fire himself. He has won his last 6 decisions.
Big start for Ivan Nova, trying to even up this series. Derek Jeter has been great since coming off the DL, hitting over 300. What's the difference? Paul O'Neill comes back and tries to explain right here on Yankees Baseball. Player since he came back from the DL stint. Before the DL in 62 games, 260 with 20 ribbies. After the DL in 29 games, 303 with 21 ribbies. All the other numbers improve as well. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Michael Kay, sitting alongside Paul O'Neill, and Ken Singleton will rejoin us in just a moment. Is he a better player since the DL?
Well, he's almost reverted back to where he was years ago, where he's driving the ball a little bit more. You'll see there's more power in his swing, and I think that you see him driving the ball in the gap. I think that time off, everybody remembers this, Christian Lopez catches number 3,000 home run. I think the time away allowed him to really work mentally on what he was, got back, and he's been great ever since.
And maybe it also gave him a little jolt energy-wise as well. 3 weeks on the shelf, and he came back as a different person. But what does he do tonight? He had a big hit in yesterday's game that tied the game at 4. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees and the Angels next, right here on Yes. increases in adrenaline so you can keep your cool for longer. By Advanced Urology Centers of New York, the best care in the world, right in your backyard. And by Avis, the official rental car of the New York Yankees. Well, Ivan Nova coming off perhaps his best big league start in Chicago last week. Will make the start against the Angels tonight. Why don't we take a look at the Angels starting lineup, which is presented by AT. Same lineup as yesterday. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, leads off. Howie Kendrick at second will bat second. Bobby Abreu, the DH, is going to hit third. Torrey Hunter, red hot, 7-game hitting streak. He's in right field cleaning up. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Mark Trumbo. Vernon Wells in left field is going to bat sixth. Here's the only change. Alberto Callaspo is at third base. He'll bat seventh. Yesterday is Torres. Peter Borges is the center fielder. He'll bat eighth. Batting ninth and catching, Jeff Mathis. Well, here are the numbers on Ivan Nova, and they are very, very good. 10-4 with a 3.81 ERA, about a hit per inning, 38 walks, 67 strikeouts. Let's take a look now at the Jeep pitcher scouting report.
Michael, he's streaking. He's on a streak. He's won his last 6 decisions since being back up. Double digits. I mean, since being in the minor leagues for almost a month, he's got double digits. He's got 10 wins. Loves the lead. This is an impressive stat. He's 11-0 in 19 career starts where he's pitched with the lead. I almost put this in my scouting report, still vying for that spot. I think you're beyond that. This guy has to be in the starting rotation.
Yeah.
He deserves to be. He's thrown the ball well enough.
Yankee defense behind them, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher in the outfield. Nunez, Jeter, Canó, and Teixeira in the infield. Martin behind the plate. And Ivan Nova is on the mound. So Eric Ibar carries an 0 for 24 slide into the box. He's ready, and let's do it. And he shows bunt, takes low, and we are underway.
I'm surprised Ibar on an 0 for 25 hasn't tried to bunt for a base hit somewhere along the line.
Try anything.
The 1-0 from Nova. Pitch outside. So 0 for 24, longest hitless streak of his career and the longest current hitless streak in the league.
See, Mike Scioscia believes that this guy's he'll snap out of it, and when he does, he'll become hot. And as a manager, you try not to complicate things by moving guys in the order and taking them out of the lineup. And you just got to play your way through it sometimes.
Well, they've been winning, so that's one reason why he continues to play him.
The 2-1. Rounded to short. Jeter. It's 0 for 25. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Paul, you remember your longest 0 for?
No, it was in the 20s. You know what? I think my longest 0 for was in '94. It was 0 for 20-something, the year that I hit the highest, which is strange.
I think mine was 0 for 24 too.
Kendrick chops it to Jeter, gets a nice hop. 2 down.
My 0 for started when Michael interviewed me, and it just turned me off the wrong way.
Oh, it's an outrage. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 83 degrees, 47% humidity, 10 miles per hour the wind, mostly sunny is the forecast. Gorgeous night. All I know, you wanted to be interviewed every single time during the '98 postseason after you lost to Cleveland.
Hot. Yeah. It worked too, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I'll tell you what, those weather reports you're doing lately have been getting better and better. No chance of showers, no thunder, no lightning.
Bobby Abreu takes low. Hurt the Yankees yesterday, that home run off Mo. Is only the second former teammate of Mo's to hit a home run off him. The other one, Mike Stanley. Count 2-0. Abreu has reached base safely in each of his last 26 games against the Yankees. Pitch inside.
Well, one thing Abreu's always had, a good batting eye. And was the first former Yankee to hit 2 home runs in a game against the Yankees since Mike Lowell at Fenway Park.
Lowell played 8 games for the Yankees before he was traded to the Marlins. And that was in '98. There's a strike.
When Abreu was with the Yankees, he kind of fit right in because he went deep in counts like he is right now.
And he misses upstairs. Mike Muchlinski called that a ball. A.J. Burnett pitched 5 great innings yesterday and then kind of lost it a bit in the 6th. Gave up 4 runs. Dan Herron ran out of gas in the 7th inning. After 2 outs, nobody on, the Yankees rallied to tie the game at 4. So Herron did not get the win yesterday. Here's Torrey Hunter, 7-game hitting streak, 15 for 28 during the streak. Well, when you're 15 for 28 and you've only bumped your average up to 252, that shows that you were not having a good year. And we were talking about this off the air before the game. Dan Uggla of the Braves has a 30-game hitting streak. I think he's pushed his average just over 220. 30-game hitting streak.
Where's he coming from?
Yeah. Starting from the cellar there, wasn't it?
The 0-1. Now it's an 8-game hitting streak for Hunter.
It's so weird when you get in these streaks where you're just getting hit after hit. It's just like there's no fielders out there. He had 3 balls up the middle yesterday, hits a ball today. It's just you always find the hole. It's confidence. I talked to him a little bit before the game on the field, and he said he's really working on just same approach up the middle. Pulls this one over in the hole.
That pitch was kind of right down the middle. There's been no hotter hitter in the major leagues the past week than Torrey Hunter. You get something near the middle of the plate, he's going to get a hit. As simple as that.
Here's Trumbo. Right back up the middle, but right there is Canó. He'll step on the bag, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, and 2 men left. Angels nothing. The New York Yankees coming to bat. And here's the Yankees starting lineup he's going to face, presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in left field leading off. Batting second, the captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson in center field will hit third. Cleaning up first baseman Mark Teixeira. Robinson Canó at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Eric Chavez, the DH, will bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the catcher, Russell Martin. And Eduardo Nunez at third base will bat ninth. No major league numbers for Garrett Richards. All of his numbers are from Double-A, Arkansas. They're pretty good, 12-2. 120 hits, 40 walks in 141 innings, 100 strikeouts, 232 batting average against. Now let's take a look at the Chief Pitcher's scouting report.
Well, it's his debut. They called him up where he was leading the league in the Texas League at 12-2. First time, this is interesting, first pitcher to make his major league debut in a start at the new Yankee Stadium. And K-Rod, remember K-Rod was with the Angels and signed with the Mets? Well, Garrett Richards is who they got back in the first round in the compensation draft.
Angels feel pretty confident about this guy, running him out there tonight. Let's see how he does. Here's Gardner. And Richards deals. Strike.
Well, he's already ahead of the pace that the last Angels pitcher who made his debut in the Bronx was Jason Dixon. Remember him?
Yeah.
First pitch he threw in the big leagues, Derek Jeter hit it for a home run.
Welcome. Hello. How you doing?
So at the end of his outing, the Jason Dixon line wasn't very good.
No, I think he won the game.
Really?
I think he did.
I was looking at his stats from Double A, and he doesn't have a ton of strikeouts, but he has few walks. So he throws strikes. Pretty good sinker and keeps the ball in play.
Kind of throws across his body. You see that from left-handers quite a bit.
94-95 with the fastball. Count 3-1. Born in Edmond, Oklahoma. University of Oklahoma. 42nd overall pick. That's the compensation round, and made the All-Star team this year in Double A. And he walks his first big league batter. That's the wrong guy to walk.
Oh, you're born in Oklahoma. Don't your parents know you play baseball? Aren't you like you're going to be the next Mickey Mantle? No?
Well, they have pitchers in Oklahoma.
Take a look at the Angel defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Those 9 gold gloves for Hunter within center field. In the infield, Kayaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, and Trumbo third to first. Mathis behind the plate. Richards on the mound. There's Derek Jeter. And he bunts foul. Jeter is 1 for his last 10. Gardner has stolen 22 straight bases, 36 on the season.
I was going to say, this is going to be a time where Derek Jeter will try to make some things happen, rattle a new pitcher in the game. Tried to sacrifice with kind of a drag bunt there. Make a young pitcher field a ball after he just walked a guy. He might throw it in right field. You never know.
Now we looked up the Jason Dixon line from that game. That run that he gave up on the first pitch, it's the only run he allowed. 1 run in 6 1/3 innings, and he actually won the game. 6 1/3, 10 hits, 1 run, and the Angels won 7-1. That was back in '96. Paul was a youngster back then.
Good year. World Championship.
Yeah, it's always a good year when you get fitted for the rings after it's over. And you get the big check, too.
Those are always a welcome Christmas present.
That's the longest successful streak since Ricky had 28 in a row. You know, this streak by Gardner has changed the narrative on him, because remember at the beginning of the year he was stealing at about a 50% rate. And people go, well, why is he stealing? Because that's not productive for the team, but he has picked it up.
I think he was below 50% at one time.
It's almost at the point where you could tell at first base he did not want to run. I mean, he didn't want to go. He didn't feel comfortable running. And I mean, that's his game. And it's good to see him. And it's really, I mean, around the league now, you know him as one of the elite base stealers in the league.
We'll get a chance to watch his delivery and see how long it actually takes him to get the ball going towards home plate. With somebody like Gardner, it won't take him long to read him. And with the help of Mick Kelleher, he'll let him know the times.
Richard looks like he has that long arm where, he gets it back and it's just kind of a long delivery.
Pitch out, throw to first. Nice play by Trumbo to keep it from going into right field.
He's watching his leg kick. It wasn't so high. He got rid of the ball quickly. Here's a look at Mathis. Throws a little high.
I had a chance.
Yeah, he might have with a decent throw. Would have been close.
Mike Scioscia, an ex-catcher, takes a lot of pride in pitch outs and trying to read runners, try to shut down the running game, which Anaheim has so much of their game is in the running game too.
They say the teams that run like the Angels do, those are the teams that understand the running game and how to defense it as well. The teams that don't run very often, they have no clue how to stop a team that runs well. And when you have somebody like Mike Scioscia in the Angel dugout and Tony Pena and Joe Girardi in the Yankee dugout, you got some pretty good catchers who know when to call pitch out.
Runner goes. Foul ball. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. We get an update on Uggla. He just got a 2-run single in the first inning. It's now 31 games in a row.
Well, it's nice when you get those little streaks going, whether it's 10, 15 games, whatever it is, to get that hit your first time up and not have to worry about that streak.
31 games ago, his average was 173.
Wow.
Now he's at 222.
Well, we were wondering where he came from. That's where 170.
173.
Well, 222, there's still room for improvement there.
A walk to Jeter, so a shaky beginning for Richards, and Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, is going to go settle him down.
And just about 5 days ago, Garrett Richards was pitching for the Arkansas Travelers of the Texas League in Little Rock. I played in that league. Talk about a hot league.
Yeah, that's one I missed.
That was AA back in, it's AA now, but you had places like Amarillo, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Memphis, Tennessee.
Bet there's some country music going on in that league, right?
Albuquerque, El Paso.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, follow the New York Yankees with the MLB.com @11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text that back to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details.
The league was memorable because we won the championship that year. We used to fly in this old DC-3.
You flew in AA?
Yeah, we did. Because we were the furthest team east in Memphis, so we had to go as far away as El Paso. That a little like a transport plane.
Here's Granderson. Gardner goes to third, heads up base running as the ball tripled away from Mathis.
You know, yesterday we talked about Herron and how good he was at just pounding the strike zone against the Yankees, always staying ahead, and that's the way you have to pitch the Yankees. They're too disciplined as hitter, and you see Richards. Sure, he's nervous. It's his first major league debut, but again, you're just digging a deeper hole by trying to throw perfect pitches.
That was called a wild pitch, but I've seen Mathis stop tougher ones than that.
That one is driven deep to right center field. Does it have the height? Yes, it does. Off the top of the wall. See ya. A 3-run home run for Curtis Granderson. He ties his career high. 30 home runs. And the Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
Oh, Kenny, it's a little different league. You pitch behind, boom. Right off the top of the padding. Curtis Granderson, 30 home runs.
That's when you know you're having a good year. Just enough club.
And that's the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. That one's grounded to second. And Richards gets his first big league out. Well, that's got to make Granderson feel a little bit better, especially the way the game ended yesterday. He can't get that one back, but he does in his first at bat get a 3-run home run.
Now he has 90 runs batted in on the season, 10 away from going all the way around the board.
Something magical about that 100 RBI.
Goodness,
here.
tell me. You're number 3 or number 4 hitter. That's what you set your sights on every year.
Here's Canó. Count 1-0.
One of the things from Richards so far, he has not hit the first pitch strike.
I think that was his first breaking ball, and he tried to throw a slider and missed with that too.
96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, Canó was out here earlier today working on his home run stroke. He was working on that drill with Kevin Long where they have the plate and anything inside he tries to pull into the seats. So he's working on his quick stroke. They do that maybe once a month, maybe a few more times.
Driven into right center field. That is going to be a base hit. And it bounces up against the wall. And Canó has a one-out double.
There's the quick stroke.
What you do with that inside fastball? He just got beat on the ball. It's 96 in on his hands. So what do? You quicker next time.
But one of the reasons that Richards is even in the big leagues is because Joel Pinero's been sent to the bullpen, and Jared Weaver's on a suspension. And he's finding out the hitters in the big leagues, you make a mistake towards the middle, they're not going to miss it. They get paid pretty good money to turn stuff around.
I tell you, young pitchers out there, you can just kind of get shell shocked. All of a sudden, balls are flying over the fence in the gaps.
It's Cano's 29th double.
Pitch is a strike to Nick Swisher.
Each year that Cano's been in the big leagues, he's had at least 25 doubles.
You look at Robbie, and I love to talk about hitting, about Robbie Canó. And if you think about it, I mean, where is his ceiling? I mean, he could hit 30 home runs. There's no doubt about that. He'll drive in 100 when he starts moving up in the lineup. And, you know, he could hit 330, 340, I think. So, I mean, if you look at his ceiling at every offensive category, I mean, you're looking at a guy who could put up MVP numbers.
You're not going to be surprised.
No.
Yeah.
Again, you got beat on an inside pitch, so you stay back. And the key to that, I mean, you pull the ball with the quickness of the hands. It's not bailing out that front hip and trying to pull the ball. You know, Robbie's at a position in his career where he's quick enough where he doesn't have to open up to get to that ball inside.
Chop toward first. Trumbo flips to Richards for the second out as Canó moves to third.
You see a lot more of what Richards probably was in Double-A. That hard sinker. You see Teixeira beat the ball in the ground, and you saw Swisher doing the same thing. So that's what he's going to have to rely on, is getting the movement, not trying to throw the ball by people. 95, 96, that's just not going to cut it.
Nick in an 0 for 10 slide after that ground out. Here's Eric Chavez. 1-0.
Right now, if you're a Yankee hitter, you can see he's only really getting one pitch over the plate. Sit there and wait on the fastball.
The 1-0. And a ground ball to second. That's going to do it. But the Yankees get on the board. A walk to Gardner, a walk to Jeter, and then Curtis Granderson goes yard, gets a nice bounce, top of the wall, into the bullpen. 30th home run, 3-0 Yankee lead. excluding Yankees, which is the best pair of teammates among American League starting pitchers? You can text your vote to 5872 or 772. Hernandez, Pineda, Lester Beckett, Price, Shields, Verlander, Scherzer, Weaver, and Herron. Standard text messaging rates apply.
Your GM, you take any of them.
Yeah, that's a good 1-2 punch.
Well, if you listen to Paul's scouting report, and you really should, because there's always nuggets in there. Ground ball to first. Nice backhanded play there by Teixeira to retire Wells. Paul said that Ivan Nova is 11-0 in his career if he ever has a lead in a game.
We ought to just go home.
All right.
Huh?
You're always looking for a reason.
100% chance at this point.
Here's Alberto Callaspo. We had a pinch hit against Rivera in the ninth inning. That's the run ahead of Bobby Abreu.
Here, I thought you weren't listening to my scouting. I thought you were just staring off into space over there when I read that thing.
It always looks like I am, but I'm processing. Also, you know, you scolded me the last time you did a pitcher scouting report, and I didn't get the thread.
You're really in there, right?
His music scouting report.
Everybody in the ballpark tells me they got it, except for you.
What does that tell you? Not good.
Just out to lunch that day, that's all.
Fly ball down the left field line. Gardner. It's in the seats.
I like that. We're in the second inning. His uniform's already dirty.
Say, when you remember getting on first base in the first inning, you dive back in. You feel like you're ready for the game. Everything's all dirty. Robbie Kakuza down in the clubhouse hates it.
Ground ball at third. Backhanded nicely by Nunez. Sets, fires, stretch by Teixeira. Keeps his foot on the bag. 2 outs.
Nunez shows that good strong arm. I'll slap the other way. Backhand, you've got to stop playing.
And you could have had a week's worth of laundry on that. Man, just a clothesline across the diamond.
Here's Borges. You know, we talk about valuable Yankees, who's more valuable than Whitwell. In his own quiet way, Eduardo Nunez has been huge for the Yankees. Replaced Jeter, replaced A-Rod. You know, he's had his missteps in the field, especially at the beginning, but he's done a nice job with the bat and certainly has distinguished himself with the leather as well.
Right now with his bat, he's 14 for his last 39. I think Nunez has a lot of the same qualities as Nova. They both are very confident young players.
Yeah, Nova, I love to watch him pitch. He really hasn't established what breaking ball he's going to use tonight, because he has a curveball and he has a slider. He always has his fastball, but he usually only has one of the breaking balls. And it's interesting to me, the third or fourth inning, it's like this is the one I'm going to go with, whether it's the curveball or the slider.
If that slider you had in the central time zone of Chicago translates to the eastern time zone,
pretty good.
Yeah, it was disappearing. I talked to Larry Rothschild about it.
And the 3-2. There's a base hit. So Borges is on with 2 outs and obviously a threat to run.
And when you look up at the scoreboard and you're down 3 runs, you know, a lot in the old days, you know, you were told not to run as much. But I'll tell you what, we were talking about that last night. Nunez steals second in the 9th inning, and then Granderson tries to steal second. So I guess some of the rules have changed.
Angels have 99 stolen bases as a team.
And he's leaning.
Oh, just got in there. Mike Winters signals safe.
See how he's leaning there. He's going up.
He's got that right hand back. Yeah, he was going. He was going for number 100. He didn't want it to be him. That would make it 11 straight years that the Angels have 100 stolen bases. That's the longest streak in the major leagues right now. And one constant has been Mike Scioscia. He's been there all 11 years. Start him up.
Kind of a false break. You see him lean and kind of jump. He's trying to time to get that perfect, jump off of Nova. Nova's doing a good job of holding the ball. Good base stealers will do. Borges did right there. Just trying to lean, and he just right there. He figured I didn't have a good enough lead. Didn't have a good enough jump.
Maybe a spin out. Did you see a slip there? He's stolen 15 out of 19. He's one of the fastest guys in the league.
Runner goes, swung on a miss, throw to second, got him. What a throw by Martin, and a quick tag by Canó. It all has to go perfectly with a runner with that speed. So going for a steal number 100, but Russell Martin has other ideas. Bang, bang, you're out. Does a guy make a great throw and then lead off the next inning? Probably 1 out of 9 times. And here is Russell Martin. What a throw by him to nail Borges. Swings at the first pitch and grounds it to Kendrick. 1 pitch, 1 out. Why don't we take a look at that play? It's a GE Capital partner play for the night. Great partnerships are built on trust. GE Capital, we prove that every day.
Well, this is Russell Martin making his throw, and it wasn't a great pitch. He had to reach down, then come up, but the throw was right on the bag. Drops the tag on Borges. That's fantastic in Yesco. Dirt flying everywhere.
I tell you what, if you just watch how quick the transition was from Russell Martin's glove to his hand and getting rid of the ball, I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there.
Russell Martin played well against the Angels when he was a member of the Dodgers. Hit over 300 in 28 games in that Freeway Series.
Freeway Series.
Yeah. Nunez, high fly ball, shallow center. Borges is there for the second out.
Paul, last night you talked about how the fans get to But Dodger Stadium a little late, leave a little early. Well, you know, if the Angel fans, they had an excuse for getting there late. There's a lot of traffic in LA.
Yeah.
From driving up to Dodger Stadium.
There's a lot of traffic in New York. I was talking to Michael today on the telephone, and I was in traffic.
Here's Gardner. He walked to open up the first inning. There's a strike. Richard seems to be pitching with a little more confidence, and you can't specifically say this is the reason, but a kid being promoted from Double-A, big league start, big crowd at Yankee Stadium, probably a little geeked up.
It's a big jump. I don't care. There's no way around it. It's a big jump. It takes a lot out of you emotionally.
Good bunt by Gardner, but it kicks foul just at the last moment.
Watching Richards in his fastball, has a little bit of movement through the zone. It just tails away just a bit from the left-hand hitters. That's why he got Swisher to ground out. Got Teixeira to ground out. You see the movement right there. There's the bunt attempt. Had everything right but the direction. They wouldn't have gotten it. And Gardner's usually bunt to help him out. But his batting average more and more lately, becoming a big weapon for him.
The 0-2. Nine bunt hits this season, 7 all of last year.
What the ability to bunt does for a hitter, especially one with the Gardner speed, that means the first baseman and the third baseman are going to come in. So anytime you hit a ground ball with authority, it has a little better chance of getting through the infield for a base hit. Of course, now he has 2 strikes, so they're back.
The 0-2. Missed outside.
Ken, I still don't think he's thrown a breaking ball for a strike. He's tried about 4 or 5 of them. Every one of them kind of hung outside.
Yeah. Somehow he's going to have to try and work that in, because if you're a one-pitch pitcher, that doesn't really work in the major leagues. You saw what happened in the first inning.
Looped into shallow center. Oh, what a play by Ibar. He chewed up a lot of ground and took a base hit away from Gardner. That is some play by the Angels shortstop. Going back, looking like he's in the NFL, keeps his feet in bounds, first down, and a 1-2-3 inning.
Telling you these plays in slow motion look a lot easier. Ibar running straight away from the play makes a good play over his shoulder. Derek Jeter's very good at that play too. Ozzie Smith's probably the best I've ever seen at that play.
Driven into right center field. Giving chase is Swisher on the run. He makes the play. Taking a base hit away from Mathis. Good jump by Swisher.
Michael's right. That all-important first step for an outfielder. Moving in the right direction. Mathis thought he had a double. Swisher had different ideas.
Almost overran that ball. He almost had to reach back. You see him kind of laughing at himself.
It's a first down. Ohio State.
We'll bring up that's kind of a sore subject up here in the football season this year.
3-0 on the Lincoln scoreboard. Top of the third. Strike.
You got a football team in Florida, Michael?
Of course.
Some teams don't. Xavier doesn't have a football team. They're in the A-10.
Our football team's not in the A-10.
What do you got a separate division for separate teams? What's up with that?
Absolutely.
All right. What division is the football team?
It's not the Division I championship level. I think it's the next level.
Division I.
Division II or
it's called now the football subdivision. It's not that. It's at the FCS. Florida's a home of the 7 blocks of granite. Vince Lombardi went there. Oh yeah.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
All those little quotes and stuff came from Fordham?
Yeah.
Wow. I am impressed now.
And the student gym on campus is the Vince Lombardi gym.
You need to tour that place together, Michael.
I'll
You
bring
probably
you there.
show me all the good places.
I know all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, the library, everything, right?
It's actually a new library from when I went there. And the 1-2. Still 1-2.
No, but that's the curveball there. That's a straight up and down one. And you're going to see in the next, from this inning to the next, you're going to figure out which one he's going to go with. Right now, it looks like the curveball.
made 2 good pitches in a row. Breaking ball down, fouled on top of it, and the high fastball underneath it.
And when you're 0 for 25, it seems like they always make good pitches, right?
Somewhere there's a swing and a miss here.
Should be like a 16 hopper to switch this up. That's the way it usually happens.
1-2.
Trying to hit that 16 hopper. Didn't get that one quite enough away from the plate. I tell you, you're up there, you're trying everything. You're digging in, you're trying new stances, and Mickey Hatcher, the hitting coach, is hoping that this will end.
Only so many times you can say hang with them. Hang with them.
0 for 26.
I think about 10 is when you start noticing as a hitter, don't you? You know, 0 for 5, that's a day. 0 for 8. All of a sudden you're 0 for 10. Now you start worrying about
Now you're to your 3rd day.
Yeah.
Day 3 of the siege.
Here's Howie Kendrick. Does it make it easier when the team is winning, or you still get caught up in your own thing?
Well, it makes it easier to put up with, but still, when you go back to that hotel room, especially when you're on the road and you've got time to do nothing but think, you're trying to figure it out, and you're almost relieved that the team's winning, but it doesn't make it any easier when you're away from the field. Put it that way.
Yeah, the team's winning. They can't really point the finger at you.
Yeah.
He's not helping at all. But he is. He made a great catch to rob Gardner of a hit.
Defensively, and that's a good thing when you can separate your offense and your defense. Very hard to do, too. When you're going through something offensively, a lot of people take it right out into the field. One thing he does show up every day is play good defense.
I've got my own trivia question for O'Neill next inning.
I love it when you say these with like a kind of a snicker, so you know I'm not going to get it.
No,
is that
but,
what you're saying?
But there's no right or wrong answer. But
I
it will
love
be very
these kind
telling.
of tests.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I can't wait to ask you. 1-2. Right back to Nova. Bobbles, regains, and 1-2-3 inning. As the Angels go down in order, stick around for the O'Neill trivia question as we go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Yanks. The MLB runs leaders brought to you by HP Touchpad. Everybody on 102 runs for Granderson, 18 ahead of Jacoby Ellsbury. He is just having a tremendous year. And he is on deck. In the batter's box is Derek Jeter. He walked and scored on Granderson's home run in the first. All right, you ready for this, Kenny? You're going to like this question.
Sure.
Lincoln scoreboard 3-0 Yankees. You're on a Yankee team. They've clinched. It's late in September. I mean, they're running away with it. They're going to the playoffs. There's no doubt. They're up by 10, 9 games to go.
Okay.
All right. Now, you have a choice. You could make this choice. The 0-1. The Yankees could lose a game, and you could go 6 for 6. Or the Yankees could win a game, and you could go 0 for 6. What would you choose?
Well, we've already clinched.
You've already clinched.
All right, we're getting a little selfish now, aren't we, Ken? We need some knocks.
Yeah.
That ground ball is short. How about you, Kenny?
Tell me what I'm hitting at the time.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
All right, you're at 299.
294.
Give me the 6 hits.
294.
Give me the 6 hits.
But what if Palmer's on the mound and he has 19 wins and eats 20?
Give me the 6 hits.
Palmer's already in the Hall of Fame. Huh? You know what? Remember in Tampa Bay we had already clinched.
Right.
And Joe Torre let me manage.
I do remember that, yeah.
Do you remember who my assistant manager was?
Was it Ruben Sierra?
No. It was Joe Girardi. He was my assistant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Times
and
have
at
changed.
the 5th inning, I left. I went back to get a snack and never came back.
Joe used to do that just about at the end of every season after you guys had clinched.
Fun.
Did Bernie get the manage one year?
No.
No?
No. I think Bernie didn't know the signs. He couldn't.
Oh, my goodness.
Remember when Ruben Sierra managed, and when he came out to the mound, he did the Joe Torre walk?
Yeah,
you know, Joe always used to walk to the mound like he was walking into the wind, leaning forward.
Everybody was cracking up in the dugout.
Hammered, foul down the right field line.
We've been talking a lot about the 50th year, celebrating the 1961 Yankee season with Mantle and Maris. It's also the 50th year of the Angels franchise. This is their 50th year. They're celebrating 50 years of. They started out as the Los Angeles Angels, and they played at Wrigley Field in Los Angeles their first year. The next year they moved over to Dodger Stadium, and then the couple of years later they moved down to Anaheim, where the Anaheim Stadium opened.
No, wait a second. There's a Wrigley Field in L.A.
Yes, they used to film the old home run derby show there.
Oh, I saw that on TV the other day.
Ground ball to second. There's 2 away.
That looked like a high school field. They were playing Major League Baseball in that field. Amazing.
And ironically enough, 50 years ago today, the Yankees were playing the Angels, and the Yankees won 3-1. Neither Mantle or Maris homered, but Mantle had 43 at the time, and Maris had 41.
Here's Teixeira with 32.
He's having a good year as well.
Popped up. Kai Aspo.
But it kind of shows you what type of year those guys are having.
And their season started a little later than the Yankee season this year.
"50 years of Angels baseball."
When did they go to 162?
That year.
Yeah, because and that's one reason why they didn't want to allow Maris's record, because he played more games than Babe Ruth did, and they want to put an asterisk after his record.
They added the expansion teams, and they added 8 more games.
And the Angels, by the way, had the best year that any expansion teams ever had. They won 70 games that year. I think the first year of the Mets, what did they win, Michael? 40?
40 and 120.
Yeah, they weren't quite as good.
That's a tough one.
Swing and a miss. Count 2-2.
Again, you can see Richards' velocity and movement on his fastball. Again, he's going to have to be able to get that breaking ball over. But it's settled down dramatically since the first inning.
2-2. We told you he pitched at Oklahoma. His coach was Sonny Galloway. And our Jack Curry spoke with Sonny, who said that Richards is an electric arm and is mentally tough. And he said if he finds the zone, he has a chance to be successful. Even against the Yankees, he won't be uncomfortable. Now, Galloway said he didn't want to put pressure on his young pitcher, but he did say that that Richards reminds him of Justin Verlander. And his quote was, he's got a power arm.
I don't like it when they make comparisons like that.
What are comparisons all about?
Yeah. Justin Verlander is one of the best pitchers in the major leagues.
Yeah.
And he's proved it over a number of years. And he can hit 100 on the gun.
Line drive, right field. Right there is Hunter. And Richards has retired 8 in a row after Canó's double in the first inning. So the Yankees go down in order, and we go to the fourth. It's 3-0 Bombers.
Triple Crown categories. That's average, home runs, and ribbies.
Mattingly do that?
Can't guess.
I'm just throwing a name out there. 1,000 Yankees.
Here's Abreu. And Nova deals a strike. It seems that since he came back from about a month in the minor leagues, it's as if Nova has a different way about him on the mound. He seems very confident. He stands proud. He's, as John Friday would say, proud of his stuff. He's working quickly. I don't know if there was an epiphany down there or what, but he's a guy on the mound.
I don't know if there was an epiphany down there or not, Kenny, but he can throw. He can pitch.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to go back. Let's put it that way.
And, you know, he didn't do anything to go down. That was the thing. And we went over that time and time again and again. But Teixeira makes a great play.
You know what? He makes great plays look routine.
Yeah. Every single day he shows up with that leather. But back to Nova, I mean, he is confident because he has great stuff.
A lot of first basemen wouldn't have had that in this league. And it wouldn't have made it look that easy. Only one fly ball out for Nova, so the infielders have to be on their game when he's on the mound. He has that good sinker working. And we've seen that from Teixeira. You're right, it becomes routine.
Here's Torrey Hunter.
If there's a night where Nova, I mean, like I said, he always has a good moving fastball, 94, 95. But if there is a night where that slider and his breaking ball are both clicking, it's one of the nights that, you know, you're going to see no hits, no runs, no nothing. I mean, he's got that kind of stuff, and it's fun to see. And again, in the scouting report, I almost thought about, hey, is he still pitching to try to stay in the rotation? I don't think so. There's no way that you can keep this kid from taking the mound every 5th or 6th day.
Yeah, but it's such a tenuous situation right now, and I think the Yankees have kind of been put on notice just a little bit, and in a very gentle way, by CC Sabathia going, I want to be in a 5-man rotation. I mean, when he wants to do it, you do it. You can't keep going with a 6-man rotation. Yeah. So somebody's got to go. And yesterday, Joe Girardi said, I'm not considering AJ for the bullpen. Today, he was asked if AJ stuff translates into the bullpen. He said, yes, it does. He said, but then you have to wonder, can he warm up? He said, when you have a great fastball and a great curveball, your stuff translates anywhere. But he's still not entertaining the thought of the bullpen. So then it comes down to a battle between Nova and Hughes. And Hughes is going to start on Saturday.
Well, I think you're going to find out pretty soon when Alex Rodriguez comes back who's going to go.
Well, let's put it this way, Kenny. If Nova pitches well tonight, and then Alex comes back next week, then they're going to put Hughes in the bullpen and they'll send down Noesi, I would think. 3-2. Squibbed out to first, much easier play. 2 away. Joe said today we've got to decide it pretty quickly when Alex gets back. We've got to get down to 12 pitchers, so it's which pitcher is going to go. So let's say Nova gives up 17 runs the next inning and then Hughes pitches well on Saturday, then Nova probably goes down. But I don't think they're going to send Hughes down. They'll probably just send him to the bullpen where he's been previously successful. But then the big problem is you've got to make that decision maybe before AJ pitches again. So let's say Nova continues to some pitches great. Kenny, what happens if Hughes pitches great?
Yeah, that's, you know what? It's a luxury of riches, isn't it?
Hey, you know what, Kay? We're going to be out of town for that decision, so we don't have to worry about it. Huh?
I'll be watching it on TV.
You got to explain all this stuff on the air, Mike. Whoa.
Tap back to the mound. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ivan Nova. Pitching well. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 3-0 Yankees. season leading the team in the Triple Crown categories. That's average, home runs, and ribbies. What's the answer? Alex Rodriguez.
Oh.
Paul O'Neill.
See, I knew one of them. I just wanted to see if Cap was with me. Cap Mattingly, that is.
Did you actually know you were one of them?
No.
No. Lines one into left center. Past the diving Borges, and it goes all the way to the wall. Canó will round second. He's going for 3, and he will make it standing up. That's his 6th triple of the year.
Again, Robbie Canó's got one of those nights going where he pulls the ball first time up. Now you get a ball that runs away and you just drive it to left center field. Watch him hit all night, okay?
You know, if as an outfielder, once you miss that dive, you better hope somebody's backing you up. On Yesmo. So close, but yet so far.
Angels bring the infield halfway. Swisher fouls it back. 3-0 Yankees.
So for Richards, is this a one start, see you later, or is this, we got a possibility if he gets hot, we're going to put him in the rotation?
Well, Mike Scioscia said yesterday, he said, our 5th start has been a problem all year. That's a base hit to right field. That will score Canó. Yankees lead 4-0. So if Richards pitches well, who knows?
Swisher breaks an over and drives in his 64th run of the year.
Now, Scioscia wants to see if Borges is okay after that dive. He noticed something out there.
Kind of grimacing out there. We saw
Borges is saying, go on back in. I'm okay.
The base hit by Swisher breaks an 0 for 10. And it's a 64th ribby.
Borges earlier this year had some problems on the with his hamstring. It was on the disabled list for a while. But let's see how he actually lands here. It looks like that left knee is going to take the brunt of it. And the right arm. Maybe the left arm as well.
Maybe the whole body.
Yeah. That was a plant situation.
Chavez takes a strike. So before the triple, Richards had retired 8 in a row.
I think one thing he's finding out, when you get the ball towards the middle of the plate, they're getting hit hard. The 2 balls that Canó hit, the home run that Granderson hit.
Lined into right center. It's a base hit, splits the outfielders, and it goes to the wall. Swisher chugging around third. They're waving him home. He'll score. It's an RBI double for Chavez, and the Yankees lead 5-0.
And I believe what you're going to see is another pitch towards the middle of the plate.
this ball is up too, and you know you're coming from Double-A, you're 12-2, you're dominating the league, and all of a sudden you're in Yankee Stadium. Balls are getting hit out of the park into the gaps. Veteran hitters know how to set you up. This ball you're going to see is up in the zone and just tails over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, in a Double-A, there might be maybe 2, maybe 3 hitters that you really have to worry about, that prospects that have a chance. But here, everybody can hit a fastball, especially ones that are not well located.
Looks like Richards has had a tendency to either be real smooth through the inning, but if he gets in trouble, he's been making mistakes, and the Yankees have been scoring runs every time they get runners home.
Yankees have 5 hits against Richards, and 4 of them are for extra bases. That might be his first breaking ball for a strike. Another breaking ball strike. That one is hammered to left. Vernon Wells makes the catch for the first out.
Well, that was 3 consecutive sliders, and then he hung the last one. Russell Martin hits it hard.
Be interested to get Richard's take after the game about his first. Here's what Paul's talking about. That was belt high in the middle of the plate and another line shot.
Joel Pinheiro, who's been taken out of the rotation because of ineffectiveness, he's warming up. .278 overall for Nunez since the start of July. He's hitting .330, 30 for 91. Looking more and more comfortable at the plate. That's a good breaking ball. 1-1.
Michael, you want to feel old? I got something. I just got a text. My daughter got her temps today.
What's temps?
Get temps here? You're allowed to drive with a license.
Oh, temporary license.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was born here.
We call it a permit.
A permit?
Yeah. Learner's permit.
Well, we got temps in Cincy's.
So your little daughter is going to be driving.
Yes, I text her back, have you driven yet? She said, no, no one will take me. Imagine her driving?
No.
You remember Allie? I mean, she was a little pint-sized.
Yeah, I don't get it. Time continues to click away.
You'll go with her, won't you?
I got to hurry home this weekend so I can go to the store without her. She can drive.
Have her drop you off at the golf course. Oh, somebody has to be with her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll start at a golf cart.
2-2. Popped up. Mathis didn't see it, and it lands untouched. Trumbo did see it. Mathis would have caught it if he saw it, but he had no idea where it was.
Yeah, it was too far for Trumbo to go, and I don't know if Mathis thought it was back in the seats to begin with, but he just got a late break and didn't get back there.
With a kid on the mound that's struggling, you want to be able to get every out you can get.
Here it is, and see, he's looking for a new ball. He thought that was back in the seats. He wanted another ball. And Mike Muchlinski didn't hand him one because you can't have 2 balls in play at one time.
See the fan over there? He was even asking, what are you doing? You didn't even come to catch it.
The 2-2. Did either of you guys, when you got called up to the big leagues for the first time, go back now?
Oh, I did a couple times. Yeah.
You stayed, right, Ken?
Yeah.
All right. So my question, Paul, when you got back down, do all the young guys crowd around you and ask you what it's like?
Yeah, but I mean, you're torturing yourself because you feel like you had this chance, and now you're back, and it's just, it's like going through the door, and it's not the same place, not where you want to be.
Punched out toward right field.
Oh my!
What a play! Borges takes away an extra base hit, and they almost got the double play on Chavez. Boy, did Borges cover a lot of ground to make that play. 2 outs.
You know what made it even more difficult? Torrey Hunter's going to dive in front of him, and still he makes the catch.
You're just looking at the angles here from where we are, and you see 2 guys going at it. You just hope they don't end up going alive.
Yeah. I was thinking the very same thing when that ball was in the air, because I've been part of near collisions, not really straight on, but near collisions where you brush. But you can see Chavez going halfway, then has to hustle back and gets there just ahead of the throw. Great play by Borges. That's an example of his speed.
You know, you look at Richards, Kenny, and no slider tonight. Can't really throw it. He's got a great fastball, but at some point he's going to have to throw a changeup or something if he doesn't have the slider. He's starting to throw it more for strikes now, but he's going to have 3 pitches as a starting pitcher in the major leagues.
Richards might be thinking, I don't get that play made behind me in Double A.
No.
Well, you figured that Borges was outstanding in center field. For him to move Torrey Hunter and Vernon Wells to the corners.
Angels have another one in the minor leagues. We mentioned him last night, Mike Trout.
Has he got a Bluetooth on because he's talking to himself? Huh?
Usually that happens in right field at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, it did for a few years, didn't it?
Oh, that's cold.
The 0-2.
Talking to yourself while you're working on your swing. Is that what you're saying?
Man, I had some conversations out there with myself.
Been diving all over the place this inning.
Scioscia knows he wasn't fibbing. He was okay. If he was hurt, he wouldn't have been able to make that play. The 0-2. It gets past Mathis. He doesn't know where it is. Now he finally locates it. Chavez stops at third.
And it's going to be scored a wild pitch. And to get it by Mathis, I mean, he's a solid defensive catcher. Where'd he go? Not there. There it is.
Off the glove of Richards. Just got him. What a play by Ibar. And Gardner does not agree with Mike Winters. And Mick Kelleher doesn't seem like he does either. And he is safe by plenty. He crosses first before the ball ever gets in the Trumbo's glove. Thank you, Bob. We'll see and hear from Bob a little bit later on. The first pitch to Vernon Wells is a strike on the Kia scoreboard. It's 5-0 Yankees over the Angels. Grounded to third. Nice play by Nunez. And he shows off the arm for the first out. Let's take a look at that last out in question mark. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a run. It's a hit and a run. Whoa.
That's by a good amount.
You know, the thing that irritates you as a player too is you'll go up to the umpire and you say you missed that, and he'll look at you right in the eyes and say, no, you were out. I saw it, and it frustrates you. And in the old days, I used to run back out and say, you know what, I just watched the replay. I was safe, and they still don't want to hear it. But you know, it's a bang bang call. Well, that wasn't even a bang bang call, but
that was a bang
yeah.
bang call.
Now, when they saw the replay after the game, and if it was the same crew in town the next day, would they tell you I blew it?
I don't remember anybody coming up to me.
Well, the thing about it, tomorrow, Mike Winter's is going to be home plate umpire.
Right.
So he'll have a chance.
Yeah.
If he sees the replay, to say something to Gardner, or Gardner can say something to him.
Popped up. Jeter makes the play for the second out.
That'll come back to hunt Gardner if he hits 299 this year.
Oh.
Here's Peter Borges.
Felt like he's been in the track meet tonight. In the right center, left center, dove for the ball.
Got a busy day. Also singled and was caught stealing. 8 in a row retired by Nova. Pitch high.
No, we told you early in the game when he got that lead, Mike.
11-0. Anytime he's pitched in a game with a lead in his career, he's won. That's pretty good.
That's real good.
Two and one.
He and Russell Martin got a nice pace going here. You notice that Nova's not walking around the man, getting the ball ready to come right at him. The only thing that slows him down is like a foul ball.
And if you look at the foul balls, I mean, they look like they're just battling to make contact. It's not like anybody's right on anything.
High fly ball, deep left. Gardner back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. A home run for Borges. And the Angels are on the board. It's 5-1 Yankees.
See Nova kind of upset with himself because you know what he did? He went away from his sinker, which he was getting right by him, and he hung a slider. And Borges was able to get to it because that slider's got enough off of it, just makes it an easy fastball. The ball just hung right over the plate. Gardner going to try to Spider-Man the wall. He's not tall enough. Oh, what a grab.
Borges is the only hitter that's really giving him trouble. He's 2 for 2.
Hunter, single. Those are the 3 hits. Mathis chops one foul. .94-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Mathis robbed of an extra base hit. Nice running play by Nick Swisher in right center in the third. Struck a big blow yesterday against A.J. Burnett in that 4-run 6th inning. Bases loaded. Double. Bounced over the wall in center. And the 2-2. Right back to Nova. And that'll do it. But the Angels get on the board. 1 run, 1 hit. The home run by Borges. And Borges has certainly been doing his job today. Great defense in the 4th. And then offensively, he goes yard here in the 5th. We're halfway through. 5-1 Yanks. Inning on the Kia scoreboard, Yankees lead 5-1, 5-5-0, leading 1-3-0. Pretty nice stat about Ivan Nova. Tells you something about him. He's given up 11 home runs, all never with a guy on base, and 10 of them have come here at home. He's a different pitcher here at Yankee Stadium. His ERA is about 2 runs higher. On the road, he's 5-2, 2.81. At home, 5-2, 4.63. Kenny, you might remember when you played, Catfish Hunter gave him a lot of home runs, but always seemed to be solo shots. He said he didn't mind if they were solo shots.
No, you're right. Because he didn't walk many people. Great, one of the best control pitchers ever.
Hall of Famer, A's and the Yankees. The Jeter family. The Doc and Dot.
Hey, Mr. Jeter.
One, two. Tied him up. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Derek has walked and scored and grounded to short. At the start of the game, we told you he's over 300 hitters since coming off the DL. He has more RBIs in 29 games than he had in 62 games before going on the DL. Seems more confident, driving the ball more. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Mathis. One away.
Fans later tonight, legendary coach Larry Brown sits down for an all-new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. The Brooklyn-born Hall of Famer chronicles his extensive coaching career, including his short time with the Knicks and his relationship with Michael Jordan. It's a new Center Stage tonight after the postgame, only on Yes.
Takes a little shot
Does he
at
really?
Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, at Isaiah.
Yeah.
A little one?
A little shot.
It wasn't a three-pointer?
I would think it was a solid 15-footer.
By the way, for Richards, that was his first major league strikeout. You can say it was Derek Jeter.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Struck out a Hall of Famer tonight.
Here's the first homer he gave up, Granderson, back in the first inning.
Hey, we looked up Catfish Hunter's home run totals. He gave up 374 home runs. 250 of them were solo. 4 of them to Ken Singleton.
All solo.
All solo. 1-2. Well, we gave up that many home runs, Kenny, because he was always around the plate.
Hey, he threw a lot of strikes. He pitched to the scoreboard. If he had a big lead, he might give up a solo shot here and there, but he wasn't going to give up a 2 or 3 run shot.
That one's driven deep to right field. Fair ball, it's gone. It is gone. See ya. A career high 31st home run. A solo shot. And the Yankees lead 6-1.
Okay, what else can you say other than he's having a tremendous year? There's a certain sound to Curtis Granderson right now, and you see it. I mean, just a absolute missile out into the second deck in Yankee Stadium.
One for the guys in the bullpen and one for the fans in the second deck in right field.
31 homers.
That ball got out of here in a hurry.
He had 30 his final season with the Tigers, and now he's creeping up on the MLB leader list. 2 behind the leader, Jose Bautista. You know, if you look at that 3-way deal, I mean, how many deals can be made and you can say everybody's happy with the deal? Yankees are happy they got Granderson. The Tigers are happy they got Austin Jackson and Max Scherzer. And the Diamondbacks have Ian Kennedy, who I believe is 14-3. So all 3 teams are happy with that trade. 1-2. And you really can't lose sight of the fact the work that Kevin Long did with Curtis Granderson that turned around last year and is carried over into this year. When you have a hitting coach that players trust and that can make a difference, it could mean the world to a team.
There's only one player in the major leagues who's hit more home runs than Granderson since they worked together. Was it last August, Michael? And that's Jose Bautista.
Last August, yeah. Now he's not at all neutralized by left-handers. Not too bad. Great season for Granderson. Pitch outside. Swing and a miss. Strikes out to Sheriff for the second out.
I think back to the advice that what Satchel Paige handed out years ago. Don't look back. Something might be gaining on you. That's Jose Bautista. Don't look back. You got the Sheriff and Granderson right on your tail.
Talk about Bautista, and you were talking about it today on your radio show. What's going on? Kind of a. Are they investigating? What are they doing up there in Toronto?
ESPN, the magazine, and ESPN.com had a story today that they're quoting pitchers in other teams' bullpens that claim that there's a guy that wears white that's sitting in a seat which is directly in the batter's eye above the pitcher, and he tells the batter what's coming.
Tip and pitches.
Tip and pitches. The Blue Jays, of course, deny it. Nice play by Trumbo. And he flips to Richards for the final out. What a play by the first baseman. But the Yankees get a run with Curtis Granderson. In fact, he's accounted for 4 of them in the first inning. Hits one on the top of the wall for a 3-run home run. And this inning, he snakes one around the right field foul pole. 2 home runs, 4 ribbies, 6-1 Yankee lead. question, excluding Yankees, which is the best pair of teammates among American League starting pitchers? We'll see how you voted in a moment. Ibar lines one foul. You've been texting us at 58772, and 40% think it's Lester and Beckett.
The others are good, but I might have to agree with that. Second is Weaver and Herron. What do you think, Michael?
I would think at this point it's Lester.
Yeah, I would too.
That's because Beckett has bounced back too. I mean, you know, last year I don't think he would have voted that way, but you know, Beckett's throwing the ball well this year.
Now, speaking of Beckett, anybody who watched the game on ESPN on Sunday night saw how painfully slow that game was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was torture. And it was 9 innings, 2-1 game. Before one in extra innings, it was 4 hours long. Ground ball and a diving stop by Canó. And a guy who is 0 for 26 gets a base hit taken away from him. And Ibar must be wondering, how am I going to get a hit?
Wow. He must feel it's like there's 15 fielders and they have gloves on both hands. Great stop by Canó. Gets a little dirty, but makes the play.
You know, it's funny, you talked about Ugla, where he started his hitting streak. Now, Ibar's 0 for 26. He came into the game hitting 268.
Yeah. He's 0 for 3. He's 266 right now.
Yeah, he was in the 280s before this started.
Here's Howie Kendrick. That's an easier ground ball for Canó. Anyway, to finish up that story, the game took so painfully long. And if you looked at Beckett, there's a rule in baseball that's never enforced. You have to throw a pitch within 12 seconds of when you get the ball. Now, when a guy's on base, there's no clock because you could step off and throw over. But they timed him out. There's a story in the Times today by Richard Sandomir. He was taking 28 to 29 seconds between pitches. And Joe Torre called up Terry Francona and said, this can't go on.
Yeah, Terry Francona even admitted after the game, I'll probably hear from the league.
He did.
Yeah.
He heard from the league. I just don't understand. There's a rule in order to expedite games and make them crisper and more watchable that's not enforced. I mean, there's a rule on the book. You have to throw the pitch, and if you don't, it's a ball. If you enforced it, he would do it. I mean, there are some games that are longer that are very entertaining, and then there are some games that are shorter that aren't entertaining. But a well-played game should be under 3 hours.
I think so. I mean, and you saw last night. I mean, it was a 4-4 game, and it was long, but I mean, it was played well until the 9th inning. I mean, plays were made defensively. Batters had good at bats. Pitcher. It was a well-played game, and it ended up being an exciting game if you're an Angels fan. You know, with a big home run, but. Some games go on and on with pitch counts and errors, and that, you know, those are the games that kind of drag.
High fly ball, right field. Nick Swisher into the corner. Will make the play. A 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Ivan Nova as he continues to deal, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-1 Yanks. theaters Friday, rated R. By Grey Goose, the world's best tasting vodka. And by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. First major league start for Garrett Richards. Last 5 innings, he gave up a couple of home runs to Curtis Granderson, and now he's out of the game as Mike Scioscia makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And the guy that Richards replaced in the rotation, Joel Pinheiro, will make his first relief appearance since August 22nd of 2008. And the numbers there tell you why he's been put in the bullpen.
103 innings, 135 hits.
320,
a real good one there.
322 batting average against.
Michael, we've been kind of staying up with that series in the Central, big series, Detroit and Cleveland. Cleveland got the lead again, 8-3, when they went in 14 innings last night. The division could get a little closer than most people think.
Cleveland's really hung in there, and they made the big trade, trading their 2 top pitching prospects for Ubaldo Jimenez. Pitch outside. Twins lead the Red Sox 1-0. That's in the bottom of the second in Minnesota. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. And there's a strike, so 3-1 to Swisher.
So with Richards going out of the game in his first major league start, I see potential there.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
You just have to see how to improve it. And the improvement's going to be off-speed stuff. He's going to have to throw a slider for strikes. And I think he's also going to have to develop some kind of just a BP fastball or a changeup, because you just can't continue to throw that ball at the same speed.
Or a little splitter, maybe. He only walked 2. His first 2 batters he faced, and they both scored in front of the home run against off the bat of Granderson, the first one.
High fly ball, deep left center. Borges going back on the run. He's not going to make the play. It's up against the wall. And Swisher thought about 3, but he'll stop at second with a double. Well, the Yankees have been making do without their third baseman, Alex Rodriguez. In Tampa this morning, you see him strapping on a knee brace where the surgically repaired knee is, right knee, and then he was hitting some off the tee. So his rehab continues. Joe Girardi said before this game that A-Rod will likely DH on Friday, play in the field on Saturday, then they'll evaluate where they are, and he hedged the bid on whether or not A-Rod would be there Monday in Kansas City, but he is hopeful that A-Rod will rejoin the team on that week-long road trip. 3 games in Kansas City, 4 games in Minnesota. So everything is going according to plan with the surgery. They said he'd miss 4 to 6 weeks. It's going to be right around that number.
I think A-Rod would be in somewhat of a hurry to get to Kansas City. I think the last series he was there. He had a 3 home run game.
Not a bad place to hit.
And each one was a little further than the last one. The last one ended up in left center field in the the
fountains up
there? In the upper part of the fountains.
The John Mayberry area? John Mayberry used to launch him.
1-1.
Mayberry was funny. You get down to first base, says, "Hey John, how you doing?" He said, "I'm just looking for a cheeseburger. I could take a big bite out of it." His son's hitting for the Phillies.
Yeah.
Man. Jeez. John Jr.
Ground ball to second. Kendrick, as Swisher will move to third.
So Chavez reach out and hook that ball, make sure he got it to the right side. And it's going to force the Angels to bring the infield in. Congratulations, you do something like that.
There's Martin. Kenny mentioned the infield is in. Can't afford to give up any more runs the way Nova's pitching. Breaking ball is inside.
early days in Seattle, used to just really drive his fastball down low in the zone, had a good curveball. Now it looks like everything's, you know, kind of up, kind of tailing.
Strike.
Michael, you look around Yankee Stadium, it's just another ho-hum, crowded night. Fan support around here is awesome. Jimmy Key was at the game today, down on the field. Yeah, Karen and their kids. It's good to see him again. He was up for a golf tournament. Son's a big baseball player, wanted to see the new Yankee Stadium. One of the smarter pitchers I think I ever played behind. Just knew how to pitch.
Does his son have major league talent?
You know, he's young. He's, I think, 12 or something, so I don't know that you label that at that point.
Base hit up the middle for Martin. That's going to score Swisher, and the Yankees lead 7-1.
Double, get him over, get him in, and that leads to another run. It's kind of like fundamental baseball. So if you're Russell Martin, when you get back to the bench, eventually you go over to Eric Chavez and bringing an infield in, get me an RBI. Swisher scores for the second time tonight. It's a team game, folks.
Here's Nunez.
You talked about the importance of this series for the Angels. I mean, they're trying to hang on out there chasing Texas and trying to get close to the Yankees or Boston in the wild card. And Mike Scioscia, I mean, knew going into this series when you've got a Double-A pitcher throwing the second game. Herron threw the ball well last night. You had a 4-2 lead. All of a sudden it's 4-4. You end up kind of stealing that game last night because, you know, you miss Weaver, you miss Santana, their best two pitchers on the road in Yankee Stadium. Got a battle to try to win some games.
Yeah, they can set up a pretty good 1-2-3 punch on you. Those three pitchers.
Stevie Donahue and Jorge not on speaking terms.
1-2.
You know, you wouldn't be speaking to the trainer all that much because, you know, that means there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. To walk in, Gino, you got to ask why. Oh, I'm just getting it for somebody else.
Lined out to left field, and Wells is right there for the second out.
Oh, Gino was probably going crazy today with the NASCAR driver out there throwing the first pitch out.
Kevin Harvick was here.
Let's see how a NASCAR driver. Need to tighten up that a little bit. Not too bad.
I bet he drives it, picking up on the radar gun pretty well, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if NASCAR drivers have a really hard time making right-hand turns in the city.
Or just driving.
Their whole sport is about left-hand turns.
Everybody's got a hard time making right-hand turns in the city.
Gardner hammers one foul.
You think you'd like to ride along one time, Michael?
I don't like to be a passenger. I'd rather drive it.
Yeah, but my point is, are you going to drive it, what, 200 miles an hour or whatever? No.
If it's legal, I would.
Just to get the effect of doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think I'd want to be in the car with somebody else doing it.
He's a pro.
I trust me. Pros crash. The 01.
That's only when there's other cars in there. I'm just saying, just for the ride. Ride along.
All right, you set it up. I'll do it.
You know how quick things happen at 200 miles an hour?
Yeah. It's like facing Nolan Ryan.
From about midway. The
1-1 popped up. Vernon Wells is there, and he'll make the play, and that's going to do it. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We played 6 in the Bronx. Yankees lead this one 7-1. The game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 7-8-0 for the Yankees, 1-3-0 for the Angels. Granderson, 2 home runs, 4 ribbies. Ivan Nova, 20 and 2/3 innings, and he's given up 4 runs since his return from Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And Garrett Richards, in his major league debut, 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs. So right now he is on the losing side if this score remains in favor of the Yankees. And Ivan Nova's hoping that it does as Torrey Hunter leads off. Cadillac scoreboard, 7-1. Count 1-1. Count 2. When you look at the arc of Nova's season, he goes down to the minor leagues for about a month. And if he holds on to win this game, he's second on the team in wins. There's another great stat that tells you something about Nova's makeup. He's had 3 starts this year where the Yankees had lost the previous 3 games, which is what he's coming into now. 3-0, 1.37 in those 3 starts. I don't know how he always draws the short straw and starts after a 3-game losing streak as he walks Hunter. Now, later in his career, if he ever ascends to a #1 starter, that's what they call a stopper. He's going to stop losing streaks.
Tell you, you look up, he's missed with 1 slider up in the zone, cost him a home run. Other than that, he's given up 3 hits. He's in the 7th inning. He's got a 7-1 lead. So, again, Nova does exactly what Joe Girardi wants him to do: take the ball, throw strikes, shut down the other team.
It's the first inning where the Angels have had the leadoff man on.
We talked about Trumbo and his hitting and his power. We also saw some good defense. He's made some good plays at first base in this series.
Trumbo made some headlines in Anaheim when he hit a 471-foot home run, and here it is.
Ouch.
And that was against a brand name, King Felix.
Starts ricocheting off the rocks out there. You know you did well.
Trumbo on the rocks.
You ever had one of those?
I'd like to. Maybe back in the day I had one, but he called it something else. Singing on the rocks.
That's a base hit to left field out the bat of Trumbo, and Hunter will move to second.
You might see the Yankees start to get the bullpen moving around here. Get to the latter stages of the game. This is the first time in the game, no, second time they've had 2 men off. Go back to the first inning. And that's why you get a little discussion on the mound.
No, Nova, he's got that good sinker. You're looking for a ground ball, double play.
Strike to Vernon Wells.
Michael, I forgot to tell you, I got a call from Neville today because I hadn't talked to her much today, and I didn't get the whole story, and I'm going to get the whole story for you. But either she got an email or something. I don't know if they wanted to suit her up for the women's thing or wanted me to join Tino or what. Remember the
really? Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
Hot shot up the middle and past it, diving Canó into center field. Hunter will score. It's an RBI single by Wells. And the Yankees lead is now 7-2.
Well, Kenny got the ground ball. Just so happened it was back up the middle. Finds a hole.
Yeah, going to slow things down even more for somebody to get heated up in the bullpen. Canó moving in the other direction, has to go back the other way real quick, and just by him, Wells hit that ball pretty hard. They'll come up with a run batted in.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Rafael Soriano getting ready in the bullpen. He's been perfect since coming up the DL. With Kai Aspo. Pitch outside. Pitches, and he's been fairly economical. Highest pitch inning was the 5th with 16. Very good. Seems like he's lost it a bit here in the 7th inning as the count goes 3-0 on Kai Aspo.
All of a sudden the location on the fastball, and then you can't get to your breaking ball. Looks like he's trying to overwork that fastball a little bit. He's losing the sink on it, trying to get that ground ball.
Last strike, 3-1. And he walked it, and that loads the bases. So it has gone south in a hurry for Ivan Nova. And Larry Rothschild wants to see how close Soriano is to being ready.
See Larry Rothschild said 4 or 5 more and he'll be ready. So you know you got a stall here. Soriano's coming in the game, but you want him to be ready.
Take a look at the Angels in-game box score brought to you by McDonald's. Torrey Hunter extended his hitting streak to 8 straight, scored a run. Mark Trumbo with a hit. Vernon Wells just picked up an RBI. Peter Borges 2 for 2. A single and a home run. So they break up the conference on the mound. Just a stall tactic. Joe is poised to sprint out there and get the ball from Nova. And now he will make the slow walk. Well, Rothschild's already been out there, so you know that the pitching change is going to be made. So now there's going to be a real test for Soriano, because he's coming in to a situation where he can't make a mistake. Nova's going to get a nice hand. Till this inning, he had pitched well, but he faltered here. In the 7th, a run's in, bases loaded, nobody out, and Nova turns it over to Soriano. This Friday, August 12th, when the Yankees take on the Rays, it's cap night. First 18,000 guests 21 and older receive a Yankees cap courtesy of Budweiser. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Sweaty situation here for the Yankees and Rafael Soriano. Peter Borges at the plate. Bases loaded, nobody out. And there's a strike. Soriano's trying to get his numbers back to the kind of numbers he expects to have. Got roughed up early. Some elbow problems. Went on the DL for a couple months. And has returned much better than he was before. This could be a double play. And they turn the double play on the speedy Borges as Trumbo scores. Moving to third is Wells. But Soriano got just what he needed, as the Yankees now lead 7-3.
It's with the off-speed pitch also, Michael, which is another good sign. You come out of the pen in a situation of bases loaded. You get ahead with a fastball. You go right to your breaking ball. You're right. Borges gets down the line. Derek Jeter handles it himself. Double play. Frustrating at bat as a hitter. You get up there with bases loaded, nobody out. All the good things that are going through your mind that can happen, and the next thing you know, you're trying to beat out a double play.
Here's Mathis. Foul back. Since returning from the DL, Soriano has not allowed a base run. And I think his only 1-2-3 inning before he went on the DL was the first game of the season. The 0-1. Nice job by Soriano. As Mathis pops it up to Gardner, and that will do it. Outstanding job by the Yankee reliever as he gets out of a very tough situation. But the Angels creep 2 runs closer. 2 runs, 2 hits, and a 1 man left on base. The end of 6 1/2. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead 7-3. But we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
For the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Bottom of the 7th, Yankees in-game box score brought to you by McDonald's. 2 home runs for Curtis Granderson and 4 runs batted in. Robinson Canó, a triple and a double. Nick Swisher, a double, a ribby, 2-run scored. A double for Chavez, a ribby, and a ribby for Russell Martin.
What's old Bob doing? I haven't even heard from Bob lately.
Did you two have a lot of dialogue
No,
previously?
I just walked out in the hall. I didn't hear what he had to say.
He was talking about how Nick Blackburn's pitching so well against the Red Sox tonight.
He and Jack Curry really dig deep to find this stuff.
Yes, they do.
Interesting stuff.
There's a strike. Cadillac scoreboard 7-3. Yankees over the Angels. Soriano does a good job in the top of the 7th. He's now gone 5 innings since coming up to DL. No walks, no hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts. Derek Jeter grounds one to second. Kendrick makes the play. 1 away here in the 7th.
Well, you know, you look at 7-3, you know, it's still a pretty good lead, but, you know, you come in with bases loaded, nobody out. You're looking at a big inning right there. Soriano gets a double play and a fly out. And you're right, Michael, that's really the first big position he's been put in since he's come back.
Now, I don't see anybody warming in the Yankee bullpen right now. And those are the numbers that we just gave you. But I wonder if they're going to have Soriano pitch a second inning. You don't want to use everybody in the bullpen. Maybe you want to hold Robertson because tomorrow's a day game.
Robertson pitched last night.
And Soriano only threw 4 pitches to get out of the bases loaded, nobody out jammed. So Granderson with 2 home runs now has over 30. And the only other pair of Yankee teammates to get to 30 home runs faster than Granderson and Teixeira, the famous M&M boys, Maris and Mantle.
Well, we mentioned that earlier. On this date, they had 43 and 41.
And Gehrig and Ruth did it 3 times.
Yeah.
So those 2 pairs.
Those some big names right there. Throw names like that out, you know you've done something.
Here is Mark Teixeira. His teammate now is pulled to within 1 in the home run race. There's a strike. Granderson is kind of made up a bit for the last out of last night's game. But he said something very odd after the game. He said, well, Walden tried to do that twice, so the odds were he wasn't going to do it again. Foul ball to right field. He said, and also the odds are against Teixeira hitting a home run. Well, I mean, always the odds are against you because you could be up 650 times and hit 40 home runs and the odds are against you. But I think his odds are better than most hitters.
Sometimes as a player, you say something because you really just don't want to get into it and you don't want to discuss. You know it's wrong. You don't get picked off there. You know you're a veteran player. It won't happen again. You say something to end it and you move on.
Third time was a charm for Walden last night.
Yeah.
Granderson waited until Teixeira had 2 strikes. I think the odds were even less.
Right.
But the reason why he waited for 2 strikes, he get the second. The odds are always in favor of a single over a home run. The single is the hit that is hit the most in the major leagues, a base hit. So, but he guessed wrong.
Granderson also has 22 stolen bases. 22 out of 32, so the odds aren't perfect there either. Now, is it you that says this all the time, or is it Ron Flaherty? That if a pitcher throws over twice, you don't think he's going to throw over 30? So that's what he was going by. Served into left field. Vernon Wells makes the play.
Right in the lights. I can tell you right now, as you slide into left center field, that ball, it just disappears. You put your glove in a vicinity where you think it's going to be. You hope it doesn't hit you in the head. You just turn away from it and think, wow, when it hits your pocket.
You know what he did? He did right there? That's what I used to. Put the glove in front of your face. The ball hits you in the chest, that's okay.
It's a bad feeling as an outfielder. You're glad it's over.
There are not many dentist offices over this late at night.
Kenny, I used to play, with Eddie Murray.
Yeah.
Probably a home run race between you two every year or what. Now, was that a big thing to try to lead the team? Or if you had a good year, you had 30, 35 home runs. Was that enough?
Against him? It was always nice to lead the team in home runs, but I didn't think of it that way. I wanted to get as close to 100 wins every year as we could.
Yeah.
And we usually did. We got close.
1-0. Way outside. Good night for Canó with a triple and a double.
Eddie was going to usually hit more homers. I tried to hit for a higher batting average.
Grounded, foul.
Those 2-hit nights are good, but those 3-hit nights, they don't come along quite as often. So Canó has a chance to put 3 hits on the board tonight, a double and a triple. He's already got a multiple hit game under his belt tonight, but those 3-hit games are special. 1 hit's good, 2 very good, 3 excellent.
Go home with a smile on your face. Can't wait to get to the ballpark tomorrow.
Deep drive, left field, Wells back, track, wall, see ya! A home run for Canó, a double, a triple, a home run, and he's a single away from the cycle, and the Yankees lead 9-3.
Kenny, let's talk hitting. Robinson Canó, right center, left field, then just go deep into the seats the other way. This ball looked like it was hit by a right-hander. It had so much behind it.
Yeah, I was watching in batting practice, and he hit one in that vicinity, and then the next one he hit up in the bleachers in right field. So it doesn't surprise me. He's already done the left field shot today.
I'd smile too. I mean, that is just awesome.
And he's got a 3-hit night.
A little more breathing room right there. So now, if you don't want to bring Soriano for another inning, get the bullpen up.
That one's popped up. Borges is there. Swisher is retired, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 7th. 2 runs a hit. Cano's 2-run home run. Nobody left. We go to the 8th. 9-3 Yanks. That Mike Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Well, you talk about speeding games up, and this is all part of the gamesmanship. In order to get the bullpen ready after the home run, they have Soriano come out and warm up. They have no intention of him pitching to anybody. Joe Girardi will take the ball from him. He's done a great job, and it's going to be Hector Noesi who jogs his way in. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Luis Ayala, my bad. Luis Ayala will come on to pitch the 8th inning. Soriano does a great job in the 7th, and we'll be back.
online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates: Curtis Granderson, Ivan Nova, Nick Swisher, Robinson Canó. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. So Luis Ayala, who's pitched very well for the Yankees, takes over for Soriano, and he deals a strike to Eric Ibar. Great
Ibar's
numbers.
getting hit here. He's getting a hitter. I'm just throwing that out there.
You
Mike.
think so?
Yeah. Going to break that streak.
Well, Joe Girardi wanted Ayala to come in, but he realized that he hadn't had enough time to warm up on our Hyundai scoreboard. 9-3 the Yankees lead, so he said, let Soriano go out there and throw a few pitches. Oh, no.
It's just another one down the drain.
He is now 0 for 28. Does it really hit you when you get back to the hotel because you're on the road?
Yeah,
it
does.
Looking at the walls?
Yeah, because you're around everybody. You know your mind's kind of, it's not idle. And then you get on the bus and then you dread getting off the elevator because you go into that room and those four walls get closer and closer. And you don't want to turn on Sports Center because you're not in the highlights. You're not on that screaming baseball like you went deep or anything. It's just, it's not good.
Kenny, can you imagine what a joy this guy must have been during a slump? Poor Neville.
You know
you
what?
tell me who's a joy in this game during the slump, Kenny.
I
Really tell
wasn't
me.
much fun either, to be honest with you. I was in no joking mood. But I can sympathize. You know, everybody's had slumps, whether it's baseball or whatever. Things don't work out all the time.
That's right.
I had a 49-year slump.
Well, you broke it.
Yeah. The 1-2.
Slump's over now, buddy.
Talk about a slump. I 3-putted 18 today to lose every bet out there. Beautiful day out in Purchase, and I 3-putt 18 and lose everything.
Yeah.
It's like having a great game, Michael, then you just get strike out and lose the game right at the end.
Fouled that.
Really?
Now, did you choke? Is that a
Yeah,
choke?
basically, I choked. I 3-putted. Yeah, you can't do that.
Were they close putts?
Well, one of them was. The last one's pretty close. By the time you whack it around 3 times, you ought to be pretty close.
Was there any water coolers around?
Blew a ball washer over.
Grounded up the middle. Nice play there by Canó. What a game for Robinson Canó. He made a great play against Ibar in the 6th. That's a really nice play against Kendrick here in the 8th.
Offensively and defensively, I don't know if there's been anybody better than Robinson Canó, particularly tonight. And he makes it look easy. That's the thing. You see second basemen, they look mechanical. He's just so smooth, right or to left. Big smile, just enjoying himself. Night at the ballpark. He is just a joy to watch, day in and day out.
Michael, he's got a good chance of being player of the game, don't you think?
Very good chance.
Yeah.
Although, you know, he's got to battle a guy who has 2 home runs.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. And I think that Granderson's hits are probably bigger than Canó's. Hey, I don't want to influence the voting.
We really got to stick around to watch this.
Oh, my goodness.
I wonder how the fans will vote. The 0-2.
With Bobby Abreu at the plate here, you know how patient he is at the plate. There's an anti-Abreu and there he is, Rob Pichot. He was a middle infielder for the A's back in the day, a utility player, good utility player, but he never ever walked. I would come into town in Oakland. I said, Peach, have you walked yet? He'd look at me, his head would drop down. He'd say, no, I haven't walked. He went 1983 and 1984 without drawing a walk.
2 years without a walk?
157 plate appearances without drawing a base on balls. And I still kid him about it. He just didn't draw a base on, but he was up there hacking.
That was a base hit to right field.
You know, he'd finally get a chance to play it. He wasn't going to waste it.
He's a utility guy. He's trying to work himself into the lineup.
One of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. And just, he'd come to Baltimore and say, Peach? He looked, nope.
Didn't even have to get that out of your mouth.
No, I didn't. Hadn't walked yet.
So when he preaches to his team,
Patience.
He's saying, do as I say, not as I did. Here's Torrey Hunter. 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. He's popped up. Let's see if Teixeira has room. No, he doesn't.
And for his career, he had 1,720 plate appearances. 25 walks.
A couple of those might have been intentional.
(9-3) Yankees lead the Angels. Bouncing back to this point nicely from a tough loss last night. Count 0-2. What finds Luis Ayala and Corey Wade have been for the Yankees, both pitching to an under 2 ERA, and it just makes the bullpen longer with quality arms. I think the Yankees would put their bullpen up against any bullpen in baseball, top to bottom. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Ayala strikes out Hunter. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 9-3 Yanks. Post-game, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry are back in the studio for highlights and analysis from this game and around baseball. And of course, Kimberly Jones is going to talk to the team in the clubhouse. It's all coming up later on the WB Mason post-game. It's only here on Yes. Got some changes for the Angels as we move along. We'll get them to you. Pitch is outside to Chavez.
And is Andrew Romine now at shortstop.
Chavez drives one to right field. Trumbo, who moved from first to right, makes the play for the first out. So Trumbo's done a nice job at first. Obviously versatile. He's out there in right field, and taking over first base is Russell Brandon.
Hasn't Russell hit 2 of the longest home runs in this ballpark?
Yes. I think he's the only guy to go into the upper deck. Hyundai scoreboard 9-3.
And he went over the Mohican Sun.
Ground ball up the middle. Kendrick for the second out. He went over the Mohegan Sun, the moon, the stars. That was some shot.
Oh, my goodness. That ball cranked.
relaxing. You see Joe Girardi, they're relaxing nights as a manager. Look up there, 9-3 lead. Started through a good game. The guy out of the pen got some big outs.
Started through a good game. Nova came through again. Was that 4 times now, Michael? He's pitched well following a Yankee loss.
3 games, a 3-game losing streak.
This holds out to be his 7th straight win decision.
7 straight winning decision. And the game that he didn't get a decision, the Yankees won that one.
Now, we want to remind everybody, tomorrow's an afternoon game, so please make sure to rearrange your schedule, take the day off at work. Ground ball at third, Kai Aspo across the diamond to Branyan, and that will do it. The game will be a 1:05 start, and it's going to be Bartolo Colon against Tyler Chatwood. But we still have the 9th inning to play. Yankees up 9-3. Of Hope Week Remembered. Relive the touching moments and inspirational stories as the Yankees organization makes dreams come true for some of their most deserving fans. Hope Week Remembered premieres Friday night at 11 only on Yes. Mark Trumbo leads off here in the 9th inning as the Angels have a 6-run deficit they'll try to make up. There's a line drive, left center field. It's a base hit. It's going to scoot past Granderson and go to the wall. And Trumbo has his 2nd hit. He's been impressive in these 2 games. He can play.
You know, you see that line drive right there, and you know guys that hit the ball hard because those line drives get all the way to the wall. The outfielder doesn't catch it. You just see Curtis Granderson beeline to the wall because the ball's it's by you. The harder the ball is hit, the more it skips.
There was no cutting across on that when he hit it straight for the wall.
No rounding it off, trying to cut it off.
Here's Vernon Wells. Minnesota still leads Boston. It's 1-0 in the 6th inning, and Bob and Jack and Kim will have the latest score as that post-game moves along. Hey, you know, it bears noting because he might not come up here in the bottom of the 9th, but Andrew Romine, who took over at shortstop for the Angels, he's actually the brother of Austin Romine, the Yankees, one of the Yankees' top prospects, catcher at the AA level.
The Trenton.
And they really like him. So that's an athletic family. Dad was a big league ball player as well. Wells pops it up. Granderson is there. And he makes the play for the first out. Here's Alberto Callaspo. Grounded to third, popped to short, and walked. There's a strike. So the Yankees looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. And unless something goes horribly wrong, they will. The 0-1. Hot shot up the middle. It's a base hit. Trumbo was heading back to second, so he'll just stop at third. A single for Callaspo. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By Blimpie, America's Sub Shop, and by Acela Express. Enjoy the journey. Runners on the corners with one out for Peter Borges. He's 2 for 3. But the one time he made out, that was a big, big spot in this game. The Angels had a run on the board, bases loaded, nobody out. The Yankees brought in Rafael Soriano, and he got Borges, who's lightning quick, to wrap into a 6-6-3 double play. That might be the key play in this game.
Again, the more times you bring Soriano in big situations, the more confidence Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild. And you're right, Michael. You talk about the bullpen, and it is matching up to anybody right now. And I was thinking at Nova, as well as he's pitched, and the one question that's going to, sooner or later, you're going to have to meet or beat the Boston Red Sox and how he has pitched. And he's only had one outing against the Red Sox. And if you ask me, Michael, when your outings against the Red Sox are almost a double great, you know, how do you pitch against him? You know, he left that game early in the year. It was back in April with a lead, ended up getting a no decision. So that's yet to come with a lot of the games coming up, big games in the American League East.
Yankees have one more series in Boston, and the Red Sox come to Yankee Stadium one more time.
6 games.
Yep.
3-3. And the Yankees have lost 10 out of 12 to the Red Sox. One-two. Fouled away. Yankees come into action today 2.5 games behind the Red Sox, and I was told that talk shows in Boston, the fans are very restless that they could beat the Yankees 10 out of 12 times and not have pulled away from them. Well, remember, the Red Sox lost 10 out of 12 at the start of the season, so they started at 2-10. So they're kind of making up ground themselves. But the Yankees have been just as hot as the Red Sox. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
You know, you can almost look at it, and you would never, ever even mention this word in the past with the Yankees, but in their win-loss record, they're kind of overachievers at this point. I mean, Burnett hasn't been what he should. A-Rod's been on the DL. Derek's been on the DL. Joe Girardi's, you know, the bullpen's kind of been messed up. I mean, very easily, you know, they if you look at their win-loss record, I mean, they've had a tremendous year to this point, numbers-wise.
Meiser Asturias is going to pinch hit for Jeff Mathis with 2 outs and runners on the corners. There's a strike.
How you feel, Kenny, when you're pinch hit for when it's 9-3 with 2 outs in the 9th? Huh?
Well, you get to check out what the food is.
Everybody to the spread.
Yeah.
What's your spread tonight, Mike? Well, I know you took dinner home last night.
I don't like to eat that late at night.
Really?
The wife does.
The wife just crushed it. Right?
Crushes it.
Late at night, early.
She can have an eat off with you, and I'm telling you, she might beat you.
We might televise.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be a great pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Set it up.
There's a strike. We're talking about how good the Yankee bullpen has been. Entering tonight, their bullpen has the best ERA in the American League, 3.11.
You know, you think in a perfect world, you'd love to have two left-handed pitchers out of your bullpen. You know, you've got guys that get left-handers out. Mariano's extremely good against lefties. Soriano looks like he can do it. Robertson does well against lefties. So you got to look at the numbers, not just the lefty-righty.
2-2. It's high.
Trying to backdoor breaking ball.
There's that lefty Paul's talking about, the only one out there, Blue Logan.
He might, if his tours can get on here. Brannion's next. You might see Blue Logan.
Runner goes 3-2, strike 3, ball game over, and the Yankees win this one 9-3. In the ninth, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. And the Yankees bounce back from a tough loss last night. Curtis Granderson, 2 home runs. Robinson Canó, a single short of the cycle, double, triple, and a home run. Ivan Nova picks up another win. Luis Ayala pitches the final 2 innings. And Rafael Soriano, a solid 7th as well. So all things good for the Yankees tonight as they beat the Angels 9-3. And you have to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. Shows you that fans agonize over tough losses, but you're only as good as your next day's starting pitcher, and Ivan Nova was solid tonight. The Yankee offense came out and they hammered the youngster, and they win this game 9-3 to bounce back from that 6-4 loss yesterday. But Robinson Canó has some